ideas versus beliefs. So there was this guy, you see, and this guy posted this video, and the video got up my nose. So I decided it was time to post a video response. So I did. And, it was unedited, so, it was basically just me rambling on about what I didn't like about what was going on. It turns out the guy's a psychologist. Uh-oh. So Spider decided to take on an authority figure. Well, I should have realised, and I certainly do now, that you just can't win some of these fights, because basically what happened, long story short, basically what happened was he took all his diplomas, he pointed them all out to me, not physically, but he verbally pointed them all out to me, rolled them all up, and then bopped me on the nose with them. Naughty boy, right? What would you know? I'm the authority figure. Well, how dare you question my beliefs? So I decided, well, okay, fine. So I'd made a response to his video, he made a response to my video, and the guy got really upset, and he's getting stuck in, and I thought, well, half-wits like me, that's fair enough, but if you're supposed to be the authority figure or whatever, well then why not just sort of point out how I got it wrong, where I got it wrong, etc., and go on. And this guy really got annoyed. I touched a nerve. There's a funny little part of me that kind of enjoys that. So I decided, I'll put another video together, and I worked on it for ages, I got pages of notes, etc., etc. I watched his video a couple of times, and I got all excited, and the trouble was, it amounted to about 40 minutes worth of tape. So I thought, well, this can't go on forever. I can't just keep banging this guy over the head and then watching him bang me over the head. So I decided to abandon that whole project. But while I'm under the shower, a good place to think, the shower, I'm thinking to myself, what this is really all about is ideas versus beliefs. So I thought to myself, rather than just continue, arguing the point with someone who doesn't really want to be convinced, and I guess to a certain degree I don't either, but if you come up with a good enough argument, I'll listen. I thought, well, we'll put that aside and we'll examine this. I've actually written a little bit about this in comments on other people's videos, probably one of Sean's videos, and I've come to the conclusion after being on this planet for more than half a century that this is a very important point. And please tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, the idea is that, ideas, sorry, I got something stuck on my teeth. The beautiful thing about ideas is that ideas are fluid and open to interpretation, and they welcome and encourage additional input. So, they're always changing, and you're always looking at them, and you're always happy to look at an idea. And you might not be happy if someone challenges that idea, but you're at least going to listen to what they have to say, because it is just an idea. It's a concept that's floating there and it's being refined all the time. The problem with beliefs, on the other hand, is that they're set in stone. And that's what happened with this guy. I inadvertently, or maybe vertently, I don't know if that's a word, I challenged his beliefs. You see, if I come at him and say, these cherished beliefs that you have based on all these wonderful little experiments are not true, then all of a sudden he's not who he thought he was. And nobody really wants to feel that way. No one wants to have their core challenged. And I totally get that. And I'm actually a little surprised at myself. I just thought I was making a comment on a video, etc. But it's amazing how these things get bigger and get bigger as time goes by. What I thought I was talking about, what did I think I was talking about? What I thought I was talking about was just this one particular incident. But what it really is that I was getting at this guy at a core level. And I have actually, and I've said it plenty of times, not in videos or anything, but I've said it amongst my friends, etc. I actually don't try to talk people out of anything anymore. I actually learnt this from a young man. One of my sons taught me this. I love that. I love the fact that you can learn stuff from people, and it's got nothing to do with their age. Go and see my ageism video. It's got nothing to do with age. A good idea is a good idea, and it's worth looking at, and it doesn't really matter where it comes from. And that's where the problem this guy's got. I don't have as many diplomas as he's got. I've got a couple, but my role, I couldn't really beat him over the nose with it because his roll of diplomas was much bigger than mine. Therefore, he has to know. He's not really ready to accept that ideas can come from anywhere, new ideas or a fresh view on stuff. So this young fella, my son, taught me that basically it is pretty close to a waste of time trying to change other people's beliefs. And I, like an idiot, fell right into it and it essentially was trying to change Sheldon's beliefs. Big mistake. People don't change beliefs. By definition, they are etched in stone. The problem is when you bring this up with people, they don't necessarily always get what you're talking about. You get accused of semantics and all the rest of it. Semantics, my ass. There is a gigantic difference between an idea and a belief. For starters, I don't know that anybody ever killed anybody for an idea, but there's an awful lot of people that are being killed because of beliefs. My country and America have invaded at least 2 sovereign countries in recent times. America's done it several times. Invaded a sovereign country because of their belief structure. And hundreds of thousands of people have died as a result of that. Now, it doesn't get any more important than that. We're all running around worried about the bomb, and will Iran get the bomb, and will people forget about the bomb? People are actually dying right now because of beliefs, not because of explosive devices. Nobody's died from an explosive device of that size for more than 50 years, but people die every day because of the depths of other people's beliefs. This is a dangerous thing, and it's really disappointing to see an authority figure, someone that well-educated, someone who is actually teaching other people, a lecturer, teaching other people, and he can't see the difference between the two. Now that scares the shit out of me. It really does. Okay, now quite often ideas and beliefs are arrived at from pretty much the same directions and the same process. This is why people get them confused very often. Now, my friend that I was jousting with, all of his beliefs about his profession being psychology have been arrived at because of everything he's read, everything, all the lectures he's been to, all the books that he's read, and he has embraced these things. Now, he's kind of putting all of the bad stuff to one side and pretending that it doesn't happen. I noticed when I was preparing the video, one of the things that he said was, and if you'll excuse me, he talks about something called the Human Study Review Board. Now, once upon a time, if you're a psychologist, you could pretty much do whatever you liked, and you could stick pins in people. No, I'm being facetious here, but you could do pretty much whatever you liked, and nobody really cared. You'd publish your stuff, and everybody would get excited, and they'll all run around, and this great, wonderful new discovery had come along. Now, if I had decided to create that response to the response video, I would have asked him, why did this Human Study Review Board get set up in the first place? Bureaucrats will set up things at the drop of a hat, but obviously something, or a whole lot of some things happened along the way that cheesed enough people off, that upset the general population, because you never get governments or anybody to do anything unless a lot of people get upset. So they decided to set this thing up. Now, what happened? What strange and wonderful studies came along? I noticed he clinged desperately to a prison study, or I happen to know what that prison study was about, and I happen to know what they did. But he's so entrenched in his own little profession, he can't see the damage that's been done. The reason I made the original response video was that I was angry that people in authority could stand up and just pigeonhole people and say things. And there are so many weak-minded people around, and people will just fall into whatever pigeonhole gets thrown at them, and these people just perpetuate this. So it just makes things worse. It's not helping, it's making things worse. This is not good, and someone somewhere has to stand up and say so. And unfortunately, I was the bunny on this particular occasion who decided to challenge this belief system, and I got a good smack over the nose for it. That's fine. I'm not going to die from it. I kind of enjoy the to and fro of it all, but you can't win these arguments, right? You just can't win these arguments.